All right. Good. Oh, whoops. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having yourselves a fantastic start to your Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday here today. And hope everyone's feeling good, refreshed, recharged, and ready to go. I think we had a pretty good session there, DTR After Dark there yesterday. Appreciate everyone who joined. Would be great to see more and more people inside those calls on a daily basis. But obviously, understand everyone has their own little schedules. Fine. Yeah, from a market perspective here today, right? We don't have maybe the craziest economic calendar. We got a bunch of Fed speak here, pretty much across the board. So we've got a lot of stuff here happening once markets close. So that's not really anything to be too concerned about. And then we do have some like yellow folder data at 10 a.m. Again, not something to be really worried about. So hopefully we can get ourselves a clean and smooth trading day here today. Not get stuck in a like fake out market. That would be amazing. But goal here is control the variables I can't control. I'm not going to force it. Not going to trade what I want price to do. I'm just going to try to trade the price action that's in front of me and focus on the variables that fundamentally make me a good trader. So I'm going to look for those scenarios where I have asymmetric upside, where I've got easy follow through, where I've seen, one side of the trade fail prior to entry, and hopefully we can get everything to sync up and have ourselves a nice smooth day. Yeah, I don't have too much else to say besides that here this morning. So let's get after it and let's attack the day. We've got a 3 for 3 here to the upside. We'll call it a weak 3 for 3 to the upside on ES. It's weak for two reasons, right? One, the volume's increasing, but it's not outlier. And then that candle shape, right? It's an arrow pointing down. Target here to the upside is going to be nice, right? 70, so we don't have to change any of those levels. To the downside here, we're looking at 30 as our target. So we'll just add one here to the bear side. Cool. All right. NQ, a little bit stronger, right? Better volume profile, better candle shape. So textbook 3 for 3 here to the upside. Pre-market high here is going to be 330, 400. Sorry. Whoops. Gosh, man, we are flying through these levels. Absolutely insane. And we're going all-time highs, right? So we don't have to be too picky here. And we'll go 31. To the downside, we're looking at 30K as our starting point. And then 29.9, 29.8. Cool. All right, CL, green candle, increasing volume gap down. So 2 out of 3 to the upside with volume. Oh, looks fine. Don't care about that gold contract. Apple, red candle, increasing volume gap down. So 3 for 3 here to the downside. Tesla, 2 out of 3 to the upside without volume. Good morning, everybody. Microsoft, a weak 3 for 3 to the downside. So everything's a little bit of a divergent narrative. Amazon, same thing, weak 3 for 3 to the downside. AMD, 3 for 3 to the upside. Yeah, I sound like a broken record. NVIDIA, red candle, increasing volume, gap up. So weak 2 out of 3, and it's weak because of the candle shape. Meta, green candle, increasing volume, gap down. So 2 out of 3 with volume. Netflix, red candle. Can't tell if that's increasing. Technically increasing volume, gap down. So again, another 3 for 3 to the downside. Very divergent. And then Google, 2 out of 3 to the upside with volume. A couple other tickers we should probably look at here this morning. So correct, yeah. And then VIX, just about 17. The one we probably should look at here is Micron Tech. Freaking insane. Trump said, hey, this is a great company, right, over the weekend. And now it's up, I don't know, 10%, 25%, 26% in 2 days. Insane. Absolutely crazy. That seems to be pushing a lot of the market higher here. I think Micron's added more value here overnight than the entire market cap of Nike, which, puts it into perspective a little bit as maybe a loony bins market. But very, very fascinating. Curious to see, curious to see where like the consistent narrative shows up here, right? Because on half of our leading names, we've got a good story to the upside. On half of our leading names, we've got maybe it's a third of our leading names, we got a good story to the upside. A third of our leading names kind of have a weak story to the downside. And then on the other third, we kind of have a strong story to the downside. That divergence maybe doesn't indicate to me that we're going to have very, very smooth markets until things kind of sync up and get a little bit cleaner. So, that's kind of what we're looking for here this morning. We're looking for a consistent story across narratives instead of trying to force something maybe that isn't there. So that's kind of what I'm cheering for, kind of what I'm hoping for here this AM. If we can get that combo of information to sync up, then we should have ourselves hopefully a pretty strong trading day. We can kind of get back to where we'd like to be here as traders. Do we have any questions, I guess, before we get started? We kind of powered through that pretty quick here this morning. So any questions that you guys might have before we get kicked off? Happy to answer those here now. Yeah, they're the largest weightings of the indexes, right? So they're the 10 or so biggest companies that make up NQ. So the belief there, right, is how those tickers move, kind of like the internals, right, of the market. If the internals are strong, then the market's going to be strong. So that's really what we care about. Palantir, great company, but its market cap is not, or its index weighting, I should say, is not one of the 10 largest on the indexes. It's significantly lower than that. So although it can have some pretty wild and crazy moves, It's not considered one of the big dogs yet. Well, we look at CL because crude is like the most traded volume or most traded contract in the world. So, we used to trade it a little bit more than we do now. Um, but mostly because it's the most traded contract in the world. Any other questions here, team, before we get started? All right, so I got about 3 minutes here till market open. I'm gonna go fill up my cup of coffee. I'll be back in a minute or two, and we'll get after it here and attack the trading days. Be back in a second, team. All right, so let's get after it here, right? See what markets have in store for us here today. Got about a minute till market open. Let's put ourselves in a good situation to hopefully have ourselves a strong trading day. Let's not fight the market here too much this morning, right? So, we're seemingly still in that never-ending squeeze. Let's see what shows up, right? All right. Ideally, we see a little bit of a bigger range than what we saw there yesterday, too. That would be great. Yesterday's volume was really strong, but then the narrative during the day was really shaky. So we'd like to see, I don't know, consistency across our leading names, and then hopefully some sort of indication of like a smooth session, right? So we're not looking necessarily for the biggest move of the day. We're looking for the easiest move of the day, kind of what our objective is, and we'd like to see price action cooperate here for a change. That would be tremendous. But let's not fight it. Let's just take what the market gives us. A slightly bigger opening range than yesterday, but not probably not anything to brag about yet. 5 points more. Whoop-de-doo. That's a little bit better. It's at least a one handle move. A handle in NQ, right, is 65 points. So it's at least in a reasonable range here. And yeah, pretty strong volume again. 14,000 versus yesterday's 13. So bigger volume than yesterday's open. And yesterday was an increasing bullish volume day. So, if we're going to say that there's more enthusiasm than yesterday, we could reasonably make that argument here so far. And yesterday, right, we saw like an early trap effectively, right? Bears, broke down first couple candles of the day, and then they weren't able to sustain that pressure. Maybe we can get the same narrative here today. It's behaving maybe a little bit differently early doors. But if we get like a deja vu bit of price action, then we're going to expect a lot of the same type of behavior we saw there yesterday. So that's going to mean, right, being more patient on our entries, right? Waiting for like an unreasonable amount of fake outs type thing. And yeah, it's not forcing it, right? That's really the primary objective. If I don't get a trade here today, that's just as good as getting a trade. I'm not really judging myself off of that. I'm trying to make sure that I find the best opportunity for me, the one that gives me the most asymmetric upside. And if I can get that, we can go from there. Yeah, it is referring to NQ, Brad. Hey, well, welcome. So inside bar on second candle of the day. Hey, welcome everybody. Okay, so not bad, right? Third candle of the day, good breakout, good volume. Let's see how this thing wants to behave. So still not trusting this yet, right? Giving this as much time as reasonable. Haven't made a lower low yet. That's probably the only thing that's working in this favor. Oh, there it is. Okay, so not going to chase this. We'll wait for this candle to close or maybe for this 3-min candle to print. I mean, this, I don't know. I'm not sure if this will be increasing volume. It won't matter too much, but good separation, that's for sure. Okay. We're still in business here. Looks like it's just flushing without us. Which is lame, but that's fine. That's life. Let's wait for the fake out higher here now, or right 30 seconds from now, we're going to get the 3-min close. Should be increasing volume on the 3-min as well, so that'll give us a fresh setup as well. Not that any time frame is recommended, right? We trade whatever time frame has a setup. Let's see. Okay, so that push us as 90 as our stop loss for now, or 91 as our stop loss. So it'd be 91.81. Two men just closed again with increasing volume. This might be in business as well. It seems maybe a little bit committed to just flushing without us. I'm not going to chase it. I'd still say I'm unconvinced by that fake out higher, right? So I'm waiting. Lame. Again, good volume on this. Thing that's a little bit different versus yesterday is our first move is higher, not lower, right? So we're not like getting the flush first and then pull back. We're getting the pullback first, which is better. So now we're looking at 59 as our stop loss. So that'd be 59.49. All right, so entry target here, kind of blue line-ish. Be patient, moving a little bit fast. So now you're looking at 61.51. Nice and gentle here. Of course. That's freaking mean. Okay, so now we want to see a breakdown through 30,000, right? And then we can target 29.9. So we want to break and hold under 30K. Price is behaving better, but it's just not giving us a chance for an entry, which is lame. That's life. So now you're looking, again, wait for the little fake out. What we've seen here so far this morning, right, is it fake out one and then fake out two and flush without really a pullback back into the entry zone. So don't want to force it too aggressively here. It's not giving me really too many opportunities for an entry, so that's life. I'll be looking at something like this now. Again, that pulled up so fast, so I'm waiting. Getting too fast. So expect the fake out here higher, maybe fake out two. So that now puts us at 3,008, maybe higher still. 3014, 3020-ish now. We made a good decision not chasing this, right? This has a chance to go increasing volume here. So maybe we get a reversal scenario. So I'm going to wait. There's your increasing volume. So now we're looking at a reversal back up to the upside, right? Okay, again, first move is lower, not higher. That's positive. So now you're looking at 29,996. Lower still, 991. Can't say I've had a super convincing bounce off of this yet. Second time around. So still waiting. Expect it to go lower. At this point, yeah, let's see if that's the little fake out here. Not really behaving like a fake out. That's better. So now you're looking at 53 as your stop loss, 63 as your reference. Be patient. Okay, better, better. So let's see if we can get a gentle pullback here now. Still just a little bit too fast. And at this point, can't really call this a fake out. Too big of a move lower. So again, we're just avoiding some obvious mistakes here so far. I don't know what to do with this. Five minutes, too big of a move in both directions here now, right? So there's like this candle's like 150 points, right? Or 100 points. So kind of hard to want to trade that. Yeah, that's a little bit better now. Back to the fake out, right? So we're back in business here on the 2-min. You're looking at 985. Your stop loss would be 95 as your reference price. Man, these things are moving so fast away from our zones, not really giving us a reasonable chance at an entry here. Now let's see how this candle closes. We should have good increasing volume here. just because things are moving fast doesn't mean I have to force things, right? So I'd rather miss a trade than make an emotional decision on one. So now you're looking at 42.52. Now lower 41. 41.51. So let's see if we can get a gentle pullback here. Man, market's allergic to my entry price. Crazy. Again, only saw 50 there for literally half a second. No chance to get a fill. Okay, it's got to be gentle here, right? It's got to be gentle. Okay, still watching here. Still a little bit too fast. Still a little bit too fast. It went from 60 to 50 to 30 in what felt like one candle or in one move. I'm waiting. I don't really look at stuff as like a liquidity sweep. Not really part of my strategy. Okay, so we're looking at this on the, I can't look at this on the 3. Now you're looking at 18, 17 as your stop loss. 17.27, right, would be your reference price. So 27 would be your reference. And way too fast. Just crazy. So I'm going to wait. Just being a temperamental prick. I don't want to lose any money. Well, I wait for NQ to figure out what personality trait it wants to have here today. So far, its personality trait is that it's trying to get us to chase. So I'm not going to do that. Yeah, it kind of makes me wish I wasn't teetotal right now, but here we are. Welcome to all the new people. Again, right? Price action is telling us it's a fake out. This is still our confirmation candle. We haven't invalidated that yet. Right? We invalidate things in two ways, right? You get a break, close, and hold under, or you get bigger volume than confirmation. None of those criteria have happened. So now you're looking at 30.07 as your stop. Reference price would be 17. So let's see if we can get a nice gentle pullback here. Give it a sec. Okay, let's see if we can get the pullback. Of course not. Oh, what a life. I mean, I'm not sure if like that would have been it would have been a good entry from a price perspective, but it didn't quite behave how I wanted it to. It's not the end of the world. Congratulations, Olivia. The trade is strong, guys. It'll give us more than one chance to enter. We don't need to force it. We're literally seeing 60-point moves in a single candle. We got plenty of time and plenty of space. So now you're looking at 43.53. So give me a nice gentle pullback here, please. Okay, there's another fake out, so that's not the gentle pullback we're hoping for, right? So now you're looking at 32. $32.42. I got everything set up. Trying to wait. Be deliberate. Oh, freaking insane asylum price action, though. 10 seconds, reset. Yes, that's called my reference price, where I'm looking for my entry. I would recommend going through the courses. It'll talk you through how to use that, where you can learn it at your own pace. Red line is my stop loss. Blue line is my intended entry target. Okay, so we're looking at 57.67 here. And it's just freaking ripping. Maybe have an opportunity now on the 3-min so we can reset. Again, not a big deal. We still have a lot of space here to the upside. So now you're looking at 74.84. Okay, come on, give me the gentle pullback here. Too fast, right? Went from 83 to 72 in half a second. Wait. I'll do my best to give you guys the all clear. 63.73 now is what we're looking for. Too fast. I went from 70 to 65 in 1 second. Too fast. It's now 58.68. So now we're trying to judge this pullback, right? If it gives us one. Why? So freaking annoying. It shows us the low and then just rips. So dumb. Oh. Okay, 5-min I can't touch. Okay, be patient here. Be patient. Don't trust this, right? Okay, better. So 57.67. And 6 points feels like a lot right now. So wait for. Okay, nice and gentle here. Okay, that's my entry. in at 66, 66 on the dot. I don't want it seeing touching that number again. I want to see it to give us that enthusiasm we've seen on every candle here so far, right? I don't like that. Oh, took the stop. Ah, fuck me. Now 46, 56. Whoa, huge flush. No, no, no. That is not wasting my time, and that's not worth wasting my time and energy on. This is a temperamental price action this morning. We've seen this pattern play out a couple times, right? Big candle, instant move higher. Big candle, instant move higher. So we're still in business here, but we want to be careful. Oh, it was like a 30-point trap door that got activated. So now you're looking at 99.09, right? So 30,009 would be your reference. Don't trust it. Don't trust it yet. Okay, better. So I'm in, guys, 30,005. There we go. Much, much better. Quick 20 points. Fantastic. Keep pushing, you lunatic. We want this closing, right? Looking like these candles, right? Like the pattern we've seen play out. Okay, not quite what I was hoping for on that close. So I'm out of this position, guys. I am out of this position. Exit price 1575. I will reset and try again potentially, but it does put me green on the day. I will take that all day long. I mean, that's why we judge, right? Our entry candle. It's got to give us that strong candle shape, right? Strong volume profile, hold higher highs. We only got 1 for 3 on that candle, so that's a textbook close. The pattern we wanted to see, right, is for that candle to close in the same shape that we had seen the previous big sell-off candles close at. It didn't do that, right? So it was a clear exit signal. We made that plan before, right? I think I mentioned we wanted to see it close like these candles. Didn't do that, so get out, right? Yeah, well, the problem with the bearish signals here, right, is our setup trigger is only active once we get a low of day breakdown, right? This is just increasing volume in the middle of a range. It means nothing to me. On the 2 min, we at least have a clear reversal signal, right? Or reversal thesis in business, which is why we're looking for setups to the upside, because our path of least resistance is a reversal setup. At the moment, on the 3 min, we don't have a setup trigger. We just have a volume profile. A volume profile without a setup trigger is meaningless. You want to see a fake out under 980? Can you rephrase that question, Michael? I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, low of day would be the bottom of the lowest wick, correct. This still continues to be our confirmation though, right? That 950. Okay, so now you're looking at 07 as your stop loss, with 17 as your reference. So something like that. Give it a sec. Give it a sec, right? We've seen everything be temperamental here. That's a good bounce. Now we're looking for a gentle pullback. No, looks like it closed above. Be great if we could just focus on the trading here right now, team, right? Pretty hard to answer questions and look for an entry at the same time. All right, guys, I'm in. Average price 1650. Stop loss 7. Not a great reaction. Okay, there's my stop. Try this again potentially. Now, guys, when I'm looking for an entry, right, probably not the right time to ask a million questions. Pretty hard to focus on what I need to do. Like when the reference price is drawn out, be great if we could focus on relevant questions to that, nothing else. So it just ends up being really distracting, okay? Is that fair? Yes? If you don't understand the trade or you don't agree with the thesis, you don't have to take it, right? You do have some agency over your own decisions as well. So use it, right? And then when the trade is over, you can ask your questions. But just because I'm doing something doesn't mean you have to do something. So please, let's focus on the main thing. Okay, so maybe I have another opportunity here. Be looking at something like this, right? And this is basically your support. So 1626, right? 26 would be the reference. But yeah, guys, if you don't understand the trade or you don't agree with it, you don't have to take it, right? I want that to be very, very clear. Every decision I take in here, I take because I think it's best for me and my account. That's it. I'm not thinking about, hey, is CD going to make money on this trade? Is Austin going to make money on this trade? Not how it works, right? So do what you think is best for yourself and then learn from that decision. It's all you can ask. So inside bar, still looking at the same metrics. Way too fast. Holy. See if it uses that trend line here as support now. So that'd be a 93.75. So 93 would be 03 would be your reference price. So kind of like that. Okay, guys, and I'm in, what a fill, 97.75. Don't like that pullback. And there's my stop loss. Fun, 4 points. Amazing. Try this maybe one more time on this. 89.87. $85.95 now. Okay. I am in 95.25. Kind of a crappy fill. Took the stop again. All right. I'm going to give this a second here to breathe now. Seemingly shaking me to death. big volume on that 2-min candle. That's now invalidated our 950, right? Because it's a close under. So I'm going to wait this thing out. We have a messy shake and fake morning here again, sitting at minus 1700. And we're going to wait. We've done a really good job here keeping our risk very tight, which is important when things are this bouncy. Feels counterintuitive, where you want to widen your stops when price action is like this, but we want to actually tighten them up because it's better to have more shots than it is to put everything in an all or one, or all or nothing, sorry. So we should hopefully all be theoretically one trade away from having a nice day. So what we're hoping for here now, right, is a low of day breakout, right? So break, close, and hold under approximately that blue line. Unlikely to get increasing outlier volume here. Maybe on the 3 we can get it. We'll see. It'll be close. Interesting. But did do it. Wow. Instant, no chance. All right, so now on the 3 min, we're kind of hoping for a break, close, and hold under 900. Unless we can get a pullback here. That was fake and dump real fast. Okay, nice volume on that breakdown. So let's focus on this here now to the downside. Target would be 800. Just looking at 912, 913 as your stop loss, so 903 as your reference price. It's on 902. Too fast. So now 915, 905. And I'm looking for my entry here, team, for sure. Too fast. Better. Too fast. Fuck. So 924, 914 now. 926, 916. $928. Okay, guys, I'm in 2025 short, 2025. Okay, bad reaction. I'm going to close. Yep. Saved myself a few pennies. Jesus, this is so bouncy. We need like 37 on the 3 men. Call it that. Yeah, this is what we're trying to catch, right? We're trying to catch that big pop, but it's seemingly making it very difficult to do so. Let's see again here. This is still our confirmation. So 9. I might get back to this, truth be told. Ah, what an asshole. Okay, so now you're looking at 920. Sounds good, Kiki. We'll see you tomorrow. Sorry about that. Way too fast, right? Way too fast. Okay, just looking at 38.28. Too fast. This is ruthless price action. 46. May as well call it 50. Okay, so 51.41. A little bit fast still, so I'm waiting. Okay, 56.46 now. Still fast, still fast. 60.50 now. It's going to be close to not being a fake out, right? Unlikely to close below where we're looking. 3 min might be giving us a reversal. Yep, increasing outlier volume. So I'm going to look for moves to the upside here now. So we're looking at 50 with 60 as our reference. And every move is just a rocket ship. And it's really annoying. Okay, let this thing make a lower low under 50. And now let's see if we can find the support. Still not a very convincing bounce off of that high. That's a little bit better. You're looking at something like that. absolutely insane today. Okay, looking at 87 for now. Okay, so we get a nice gentle pullback here. Okay, that's my entry right there. So I'm in, guys, 95.75. Maybe not the best. Come on, rocket ship. Nope. Not a good reaction to 30,000 again. Gotta push. That's better. There we go. Much, much better. Now we want to see this really push and separate away from 30K, right? That's not it. That's better. And the goal here, right, not to trade my PNL, but to trade the price action that's in front of me. Come on, we want to see that squeeze. Good close. Not great volume, though. That volume's a little bit suspicious. Okay, so I'm going to focus on closing as my P&L is increasing. I don't like that volume. It looks like lowest volume of the day. That, to me, makes no sense. Right back to entry price. That's disgusting. So I'm out of this, guys. Closed it at 91. That's disgusting. Honestly, this is gonna be like one of the more ruthless markets I've seen in a long time. Oh, I think I'm probably not going to place a further trade here. Even when I'm green, I'm red 30 seconds later. I'm not sure if it's worth expending any more mental, let alone physical capital. Like every move, we're getting green, and we're getting faked out at every single level, right? So it's hard to want to keep bashing your head against the same wall over and over and over again. Let's go, Dean. I mean, that last trade is just frustrating because you go from up 30 points to down 4 points in literally a blink of an eye. That's exhausting. It's like kind of one of those days, right, where I'm at least getting punished for following my rules, and that's that twists at your brain a little bit. Let's go, Darren. Well done. Any questions here, team? Because I'm not going to place any further trades. It's not worth expending any more mental capital on this. I'm sitting at minus 3,500 on the day, so I don't really feel like losing more. If you have any tech support questions, raise a tech support ticket or email backoffice@daytraderfunding.com, and I'm sure we'll take care of you. Well, you won't be able to connect it to NinjaTrader. That's not a supported platform. You bought Volumetrica, so we can't do that, right? So what you're asking for does not exist. All right. Any other questions here, team? Oh, frustrating day. We'll do something soon, okay? Final call for questions. All right, everybody. I'll see you at the group coaching call here this afternoon, 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. Link will be on YouTube or posted in the members chat here in a couple hours. I'll see you guys all then.